The one to the left here is, I was trying to deal with, had been in India studying mandalas, and the uncommon protective mandala has a pole that stretches across the universe. And then in the middle of this pole is this axe, this it's like a vajra, those Tibetan vajras. And then they have double vajras that are like a cross. But this is an axe with a sharp, sharp blade. And it has to do with insight and discernment and destroying demons or lies or untruths and delusion. And so this was meant to reference that. And then at the center is this whole universe in which the deity of the mandala resides there. Now, if it's a uncommon protective mandala, then one of the circles surrounding the divine gardens, which include the divine palace, in that circle there would be a cemetery circle. There'd be several circles, but one of them would be a cemetery circle. And in that cemetery circle, there are certain things, including a cemetery, and there would be a tree, and there'd be a yoga leaning against the tree, and seated in like a lotus position, and he would be gazing at the center of the mandala, at the deity of the mandala, and in his meditations, finally liberating himself to become the deity of the mandala. So if it's a Yamataka mandala, that's the deity who is the destroyer of death in this Tibetan system. And so he would be gazing at this deity, but there's thousands of deities and possibilities. But the main deity, of course, is the Buddha, the Lord Buddha. Anyway, so he's seated there, and then there's the cemetery, and so he's also meditating on decaying corpses, which is supposed to be great for your chastity and keeping your loins in order.
Oh, wow. I could tell you different things.
Oh, really? Well, maybe we should do that after. A record of it. Anyway, that's what this was a reference of. I did several of them. I happened to like this one, but one of the ones that I didn't like so much is that one above your bed that you liked very much.
Oh.
And I repainted it, but if you looked underneath, sort of, you can see some of these similar elements. The one next to it is just another one of the quasi-landscapes, almost a cloudscape from that first series, that ran from 1973 to, I don't know, for a few years. And so those elements were the relationship between amorphic space and shapes against these hard-edged geometric embellishments. That was the basic issue of it was like the absolute and the particular, God and the individual, God or the particular moment or whatever. Then this piece is just a recent piece. It's sort of a swimmer, make what you like out of it.